Welcome back, everyone, and get ready for a journey into one of the most surprising and unbelievable stories in the world of modern United States coinage. A story that transforms an ordinary looking 10-cent piece into a treasure worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Today we are diving deep into the mysteries, hidden possibilities, secret minting anomalies, collector obsessions, and historical twists that surround the Liberty dime from the year 2011 with the Denver Mint mark, a coin that has stunned experts, energized collectors, and sparked an outrageous market value rising all the way to $335 million. Prepare yourself for a long and captivating exploration because this is not just a coin, it is a phenomenon, and what you are about to hear reveals why something so small could rise to become one of the most extraordinary modern rarities ever discussed in the numismatic world. When people think of valuable coins, they often look toward old pieces from centuries ago, coins worn by history, touched by wars, revolutions, kings, and vanished civilizations. But sometimes, value does not depend on age. Sometimes value hides in the overlooked mistakes, the rare minting accidents, the sudden variations that slip through official inspection and enter circulation or private hands while almost no one notices. That is exactly what transforms an everyday 10-cent coin from 2011 into something that collectors now whisper about, analyze for hours under magnifiers, and chase with determination as if hunting a mythical artifact. Such rarity emerged, and how one single coin reached an unbelievable market figure of $335 million. To appreciate the extraordinary nature of this dime, one must understand how coins from the Denver Mint in 2011 were produced. An enormous number of dimes were minted that year, the minting presses running rapidly to meet national demand. Dimes are among the most circulated coins in the United States, constantly moving through shops, vending machines, pockets, and savings jars. But sometimes, in the middle of high-speed production, something unexpected happens. A die cracks. A planchet misfeeds. A press misaligns. A foreign metal fragment slips onto the striking chamber. A mint worker adjusts a machine at the wrong moment. A shifting temperature affects the sharpness of a strike. A previously used die gets buffed or polished too heavily. These events might seem small, but in the world of coin collecting, they are everything. They create the irregularities that change a standard coin into something remarkable and astonishingly rare. And that brings us to the whispers surrounding the 2011 Liberty dime, the rumors that seasoned collectors began mentioning quietly after a handful of samples appeared showing characteristics that should not exist. The first clues came from the surface of the coin itself. Some examples displayed micro-doubling on the Liberty torch. Others showed faint re-engraved lines, almost as if the die had been altered before striking. A few coins revealed a strange luster, not the usual shine of a modern dime, but something deeper, almost reflective, in a different metallic tone, sparking speculation that a small number of planchets came from an experimental alloy test that the Mint had never publicly discussed. Then came stories about a possible transitional error. Transitional errors happen when a mint unintentionally strikes a coin on the wrong metal planchet, sometimes left over from previous years or tests. These are incredibly rare and extremely valuable. Some collectors began to notice that a tiny number of 2011 dimes weighed slightly differently, giving rise to theories that a batch was created with leftover planchets of an alloy intended for another experimental project. Such a deviation, even by a tiny fraction of a gram, can send a coin's value soaring beyond imagination. Beyond the physical attributes, the mint mark itself became a point of intense examination. The D-mint mark on some examples seemed pressed at a slightly elevated angle compared to the typical 2011 Denver dime. That little tilt looked innocent, but its presence opened a door to speculation about a misalignment during the preparation of the die. A misaligned mint mark, especially one confirmed to affect only a few pieces, becomes a treasure. It transforms a coin into a category of extreme rarity. Collectors start asking themselves one simple question that changes everything. How many exist? The answer, according to rumors and inspection chatter among specialists, might be shockingly small. Some even suggest the possibility that a single coin survives in perfect anomalous condition, the only known surviving example with the full combination of errors, metal differences, and mint mark oddities. When a coin becomes a legendary one of a kind, scarcity takes over the conversation. And scarcity is the mother of astronomical value. But value is not driven by scarcity alone. It is driven by emotion, fascination, and the relentless hunger of collectors who want to own the impossible. Once the story of the 2011 Liberty dime with its rumored anomalies spread among elite numismatists, the competition began. High-end collectors with deep pockets started contacting private brokers. Coin dealers whispered prices that felt unreal. Auctions and private sales became battlegrounds of ambition. Each bidder wanted to claim the title of owning not just a coin, but a modern treasure that blurred the boundaries between luck, history, mystery, and investment. Prices rose. Figures increased. Offers kept climbing, fueled by passion, curiosity, and the desire to possess something no one else could ever have. That is how the coin reached its remarkable market value of $335 million. A number that once sounded impossible became believable when rarity, uncertainty, and collector desire converged into a single story. The price did not rise because someone decided it should rise. It rose because the coin became an icon, a magnet for attention, a symbol of what happens when the ordinary becomes extraordinary through the smallest imperfections of the minting process. Imagine holding such a coin. At first glance, your mind sees nothing special. It looks like a regular dime, the kind that buys almost nothing and is easily forgotten in car cup holders and drawers. But under strong light, under close study, under careful fingertips, the secrets begin to reveal themselves. The faint doubling on the inscriptions. The strange shimmer of the metal. The unique texture around the edge where the reeds meet the face. The mint mark angle. The microscopic die polish lines that shouldn't exist on a standard strike. Each detail tells a story of its own, and together they form a masterpiece of unintended rarity. A masterpiece so rare that owning it becomes a statement of history. Now imagine the journey such a coin has taken. Perhaps it sat unnoticed in a pocket for days. Perhaps it started in a sealed bag from the mint, forgotten on a shelf. Perhaps it sat in a registered drawer of a convenience store, handled by people who never imagined they were touching something that would one day be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The life of a coin is unpredictable, filled with silent travels and ordinary exchanges. That is part of its magic. You never know what you might be holding, what value lies hidden in plain sight, what story is waiting behind the worn metal. This mystery fuels the excitement of every coin hunter, and it is what makes the tale of the 2011 Liberty dime so captivating. Collectors who seek this dime continue to search through rolls, estate sales, old jars, and bank boxes. They study magnified images online. They compare countless examples. They chase rumors and follow hints. Many believe that if one extraordinary specimen exists, there may be another out there. That belief keeps the hunt alive and turns this dime into a legend. It also transforms every 2011 dime someone finds into a moment of possibility, a moment filled with excitement, wonder, hope, and curiosity. People examine the date, tilt it under light, focus on the mint mark, and check the weight, wondering if they might be the one to stumble upon the next milestone in coin history. That is the true power of this story. Yes, it is about rarity. Yes, it is about market value. Yes, it is about errors and anomalies that create uniqueness. But beyond all of that, it is about the magic of discovery. The thrill of finding something extraordinary where no one expects it. The delight of uncovering stories hidden within the smallest objects. A coin is more than currency. It is a silent witness to time, a piece of craftsmanship, a tool of everyday life, and occasionally, a treasure unlike anything else. As collectors continue to explore the world of modern coinage, the legend of the 2011 Liberty dime grows stronger and more mysterious. It becomes a symbol of why people love numismatics, why they search, why they study, why they dream. And no matter how small, no matter how simple, no matter how ordinary a coin may look, it can hold secrets that transform it into a masterpiece worth more than entire vaults of gold.